Welcome, everybody. Joe and Gavin are back at you. How are you guys? How are you, Gavin?
I'm good, Joe. How are you doing?
I'm missing my St. Louis Cardinals.
I know you're ready to go. Thought you were going to get on the pitch.
The pitch?
What's it called?
I don't know. The mound?
It's
This
still a
isn't
pitch.
cricket. Is that what they call it in cricket? The pitch?
It's a pitch, the football pitch, the soccer pitch, the NFL pitch. They're all pitches.
So it's like
the
the
field. Yeah, the pitch.
The pitch.
The pitch.
Nobody calls it the pitch in the United States. But yeah, that's funny. So glad you guys are here. We're talking about this really cool thing Gavin and I are doing called the accountability coaching, where we are challenging you all to 5 offers a day. And we're going to be doing something here that we've done several times before, and some of our most successful students come from it. And we are going to be actually taking a small group of people and holding them accountable to 5 offers a day. So that's 25 offers a week and 100 offers a month. And so you got the weekends, you can make 6-7 offers a day if you want. And our goal in this challenge is to help you focus on revenue generating activities. Those activities that actually make money. Building your website doesn't help you make money. Farting around in your CRM doesn't help you make money. Writing up email autoresponders and text autoresponders and listening to podcasts and videos, that doesn't make you money. What makes you money is making offers. It's really simple. And so do you remember, Gavin, when we started first talking about doing this accountability thing? It was like we were getting a lot of questions from students. Like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And we were like, no. How many offers have you made in the last week?
Yep.
And we developed the scorecard. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and also we used to get is they would give us the answer, right? And then all they wanted to do is just us to say, well, just make the offer then. Yeah, do it. That's all they needed was, I think I want to do this and I want to make this offer. And I pulled comps and you did it all. Just make the offer. That's all that's left. So that's when we started to develop. Well, a lot of these people need accountability, right? They've already got systems in place at this point, or they've already got leads coming in. Okay. And they just need that push to go and do it and say, yes, do it. And that's when we started to really dive deep into the scorecard, because without knowing your numbers, you don't have a business. And this goes from profit to how many sellers you're bringing in, how many offers you're making. And if you can track that and keep it consistent, then you're going to see, big success.
Data, not drama.
Yes.
And here's the thing. It's a numbers business. It really is. It's a numbers game. It all comes down to the numbers. How much marketing have you done? How many sellers have you talked to? How many offers have you made? And you might want to add in, how much follow-up have you done? So we developed a scorecard, and we started giving it to our high-end coaching students and doing our best. Not everybody fills it out, but we do our best to, like, every time we talk to them, we want to review it. All right, show us your numbers. Because usually, like 9 times out of 9, you can figure out what the problem is by looking at their scorecard. Not making enough offers, not doing enough follow-up, not talking to enough sellers. Sometimes we even see this. They're making too many offers, but they're not talking to any sellers. I'm like, what's going on? Well, I just text them and ask them if they want to sell it. And then or ask them if they want to do a lease option. And then I send them an offer. Just hope that they look at it and then call me back. No, you have to talk to them, right? And we'll do a little role play here in just a minute. But what I wanted to do here is kind of talk about the program that we're doing. Just kind of do a high-level overview of what we're going to be working with and coaching people during this time. It's a 30-day accountability, small group accountability coaching group. And we're going to be working with just a handful of people. We're keeping it small. And we're going to be focusing just on marketing, talking to sellers, and making offers. And you're going to get a scorecard, and you got to report on your numbers every week. And then if you make 100 offers in that 30 days, we will refund you the money. You get it all back. And we're hoping that some of you will partner with us on deals. Like, why would you be doing this then? Well, we're hoping we can partner with you on deals. So if you get a property under contract, we don't want you to worry about steps 7 and 8 of finding the buyers and getting the money and using the title company and assigning or double close, or we don't want you worrying about that. Either Gavin or myself or one of our coaching students will partner with you on the deal and we'll take it across the finish line with you and split the profits. All right. So we just want, because we know this is what's going to help you the most. It's going to, there may be a place for mindset. Maybe it's in your head, right? Well, go to YouTube and look up Tony Robbins or the TED Talks, right? And just get some motivation from those guys. But if you want to make money, make offers.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. So we found doing the scorecard and it helps people focus on the most important things. And like David Dodge, a very active wholesaler here in St. Louis for the last 5 years or so. He was one of those guys who was in a lot of courses, a lot of coaching programs, spent a lot of money with a huge national coaching program, had everything he knew up here, what he needed to do. He was just busy and got distracted easily. And he joined our accountability thing. And we said, listen, all you need to focus on is making offers. So we helped him come up with a marketing plan. He started making offers. And I remember this so vividly and clearly. Like within the week, he's like, Joe, I'm overwhelmed. I got so many sellers now to follow up with. It was just a simple matter of taking action. Now, he went to the extreme. Like he was actually doing way too much marketing. So he had the problem of not being able to follow up with his leads and not having the right systems in place. So we helped him with that. But like, that's a good problem to have. Yeah. And within 3 weeks, he's doing deals. You know what he was doing? One of his goals on his marketing plan was to talk to like 5 different property management companies every week. And he'd go get donuts and bring them to the property manager's office. Hey, I just want to introduce myself. He would call, this is funny too. He started calling the realtors of expired listings. Normally you think you call the expired listing the seller, right? He started calling the realtors of the expired listings and sending offers to the realtors. So the realtors could go back to their former clients and say, hey, I think I might have an offer for you. Are you interested in it? Right. So it's all about the numbers. Gavin, I mean, we've worked with a lot of people in the past, and what kind of success have you seen from people that are doing the scorecard, showing the numbers, and is that really work?
Absolutely. One of the biggest things, with the scorecard is exactly what you just said, is that it gives us an indicator. I'm echoing a little bit on your side.
Sorry about that.
Sorry. So, doing that scorecard to give us the ability to see the numbers, and what we're going to, not only for our eyes, but it helps with the explanation when it comes to coaching, so they can see exactly what we're talking about. So if we're making offers, we're not talking to people, well, that's a problem. If we're talking to too many people, we're not making any offers, then that's a problem. If we're not have got anyone to speak to, then that's a problem. It's a marketing problem. So these numbers are going to give us that. And what we see, everyone that fills out the scorecard that keeps it consistent, will do deals. And that is the goal. And it's as fast as we can get them to see that, okay, that this is a numbers game. They can understand that it's in the follow-up, all right? Stop thinking this is for everyone. A lot of people are new to this business. We are not expecting you in one phone call to go and lock up a deal. It's not realistic, okay? So don't beat yourself up for that. If the motivation's not there yet, you're not going to lock the deal up. It doesn't matter if I'm on the phone or you're on the phone. All you can do is get that system in place to get the follow-up going. So eventually you're going to get them when they're ready to sell. And that's half of the battle, right? It's a little bit on the positioning side of how you're making these offers. And there's a lot that goes into it, but we have to start somewhere. And that is with a scorecard, keeping yourself accountable, us to keep you accountable, right? And we're not going to embarrass everyone. People get busy. They have kids. They're not going to hit the numbers. We get that. But hopefully if you can do half of it, if it's 10 more offers than you're making, if it's 20 more offers than you're making, it's a start for hopefully you to set that routine, and it's something to build on to get the results. And as fast as we can get that into your head and for you to see it, then you're going to want to do more of it. It's just the nature of the human, right? Is that if we see success, we want to do more, and that's what this is going to do. So
absolutely right. I just remembered we're going to be doing a live webinar Friday, April 10th. I hope I got my date right there. It's April 10th, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, you did.
Yes, that's right. And if somebody can go to that link right now and test it, make sure it works. If you can, Gavin, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
5sellersaday.com/webinar. We're doing a live webinar this Friday, and we're going to be diving deeper into this stuff that we're going to be covering this evening on this right now. And we're also going to be taking a lot of your questions if you're interested in something like this. This is a 30-day challenge. The first week, we're going to be teaching you simple stuff every morning for about an hour and a half, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The next 3 weeks, week 2, 3, and 4, we're going to be meeting Monday morning, Wednesday morning, Friday morning, and we're just going to be talking deals. You guys don't need another course. You don't need a program. We're not going to be giving you any more information. We're going to be giving you accountability. We're going to be giving you a scorecard. All right, this is the numbers. Get out there, make it happen. Now, the first week, the first few days, we're going to be talking about different simple marketing things that you can be doing. You may not even need to do any marketing, guys. You have enough old leads, or you know some wholesalers that have old leads, and you can reach out to them and just start smiling and dialing and texting old leads and see if they're interested in selling. You can start then contacting old leads and saying, hey, are you still wanting to sell your house? Or you probably don't remember me. We talked a little while ago about your house at 123 Main Street. You're not still interested in selling it, are you? Or have you sold it yet? Or whatever you want to say. And just get them to say yes. And we'll do a lot of role plays, actually, talking about what to say to sellers, how to say it, and things like that. And then you make the quick offer. You make the quick offer. Where I'm seeing the comments coming in here. Ty, wow, that's really great. Nice, it is. Good. Nathan, the page is live. Yep. And Joe McCall, how did I write that in? I think my good friend Sam wrote that in for me. Okay, so we're getting a lot of good questions here. And he wrote it here too. Somebody wrote in stuff for me. 5sellersaday.com/webinar. Nice. Okay. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about, Gavin, the 2 or 3 different marketing techniques that we're going to teach really quickly at a high level as part of this challenge. The first one is, like I just said, you got old leads, right? You have a CRM, you've got old leads in there, or you have a wholesaler that has some old leads. Go to the next local real estate club and just say, hey, who's got some old leads here? And I'd like to call them for you and follow up. And I'll use your contracts. You tell me what to offer, how to come up with the numbers. You give me the script, whatever, use whatever they want. But that's a good way to start making offers. You have your own leads, other wholesalers' own leads. Gavin, we're still doing a lot of cold calling. Talk about that right now. Yeah, absolutely. Cold calling's, great. We look at this time. Obviously, it's difficult, but there's a lot of people, in the homes. So we're getting more people answer, which is good. Sometimes you're not going to have, obviously, it's not always the nicest conversation because, why are you calling, why this is happening, but they're just not motivated. So that's fine. Normally we can just react with, no, we understand, Mr. Seller, but a lot of people need our help right now and need to sell properties and we're looking to buy. Just probably isn't for you. And sometimes by even saying that, they will come around real quick and say, well, no, we get it. We're not ready yet, and then we'll just have a conversation. But a lot of them are interested. They are ready. They are motivated. And what we're seeing is that we're having this. They're not sitting on the fence anymore. They're either saying, no, we are not selling right now. Now is not the time. Or they're saying, yes, we do want to sell and as quickly as possible. So that's kind of what we're finding. Again, cold calling is great. It is cold, right? The lead is cold. That's exactly what it is. But what you're doing is that there's no limit to how many leads that you can get through cold calling, right? Because you're being proactive and reaching out, and it's a great way. So we are going to be diving in and talking about that. Yeah, so we're going to be demonstrating a lot of what we use today in REI Simple. It's our CRM, REI Simple. And we're going to just go in, pick a county or zips. We're going to export absentee owners, vacant houses, equity, something simple like that. Yep. And we're going to skip trace them, all done inside the system. And then we're going to dial them. So you don't have to learn any fancy, complicated triple dialers. We're just going to be dialing them one at a time. And REI Simple is really cool how it's got this down. You just got all of the numbers in there, and you call them and you talk to them. If they don't answer, leave a voicemail, click SMS, send them a text message. And then you can click another thing that just start writing notes in about that lead. And you can get through these numbers really, really quickly. The goal is just to talk to 5 people that say, yeah, I might consider selling. Yeah, I don't know. Sure, send an offer, whatever, right? It doesn't matter how motivated they are or they aren't. Okay. The other thing we're going to be showing you how is to just go to simple Facebook Marketplace, Zillow, Craigslist, even GoSection8.com, right? Military by owner. Find people that are advertising rentals for sale by owners and call them, text them. Say, hey, I saw your rental on Craigslist. You wouldn't be interested in selling it, would you? Hey, I saw your FSBO, you're for sale by owner at 123 Main Street. I'm an investor. Is your price negotiable? Or would you consider leasing it for a year and then selling it? Some simple, basic questions like that, just to get them to say, yeah, maybe. Tell me more.
Yeah.
And then you can just talk to the ones that raise their hands.
Yeah.
I think that was all I was going to say. Just simple.
Yeah, and that's the goal, right? With a text message is you're trying to engage, right? So as soon as you engage with the seller, you get something from them that it's going to be a yes, a possible, a maybe, and this needs to happen within 1 to 2, 3 text messages max, and you're going to get them on the phone. The goal is to get them on the phone, right? Have a conversation, gather information, come away, make a fast offer, and follow back up. And that's what we're going to be doing as quickly as possible. So as Joe said, our Facebook Lives, a lot of it's going to be teaching in week 1, but also a lot of role playing with you guys if you want, right? It's going to be making offers on your deals. So if you want to bring a deal forward, it's going to be your deal that we're analyzing. Obviously, everyone's going to be able to see it, but these are going to be real case scenarios. This isn't just pulling numbers from anywhere. This is going to be a deal that you've spoken to maybe, and we're going to analyze and make the offer with you if that's what it takes. And once we've done this once or twice and 3 or 5 times and people watch, you're going to have the confidence to do it yourself. And the beauty is with when you send out an offer, you send out a contract, you are not putting your signature on it. So nothing is live. So you can't go wrong. And I talk from experience. I was scared to death with a contract when I started, right? From England, I've no idea about real estate. And all I could think of was I've got to buy this house at the end of it if I can't sell it. And that's the whole fear was about. So I got someone else to put their name on it, right? And that's how crazy it was. But if that's what it takes, then that's what I did to get around it. And as you learn more, you say, okay, really, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be signing second.
So we're going to give you permission to make mistakes on your offers. Let's do a quick role play. I'll be the seller, Gavin. I had a house I was listing for rent for $1,000 at Go. Well, not 1,000. I was going to say $1,000 on GoSection8.com. Let's say it's $800 on GoSection8.com. My phone number's on there. You call me or text me, and whatever. You just call me.
Okay. So ring.
Hello.
Hey, is this Joe?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Joe, how you doing? My name's Gavin. I just came across your property on the Section 8 site. Can you talk for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like you're asking for $800 a month. Is that right?
Yep.
Would you be interested in selling it?
Well, why don't you come look at it? It's ready to go.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to rent it. I'm interested in buying it. Would you consider that?
So you're not Section 8? You don't have a voucher?
No, I'm actually an investor, Joe. Probably do similar to what you do.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. If the price is right, I might sell it. I've owned it for 25 years. I don't have really any need to sell it. It's a good cash cow.
Okay. How many have you got, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I don't know, 20, 30.
Oh, awesome. That's great. Any vacant right now?
Well, maybe. If the price is right, I'll sell anything.
Okay. No, I get that. Okay, well, let's talk about this one for $800 a month. What price in mind have you got?
Oh, I have no idea. I bought it 25 years ago.
Okay.
I don't know what would you offer?
Well, let me do some due diligence on it, okay, and I'll get back and make you an offer. Does it need any work at all? I mean, the pictures look pretty good. I just really need to know, how old's the roof?
Oh, I don't know. I probably updated it 8-10 years ago.
Okay.
It's rent ready. It's good to go. It just passed inspection.
Okay, nice.
City.
All right.
So it's rent ready.
Okay. Well, look, it sounds like you don't know what you want for it, which is fine. So I'm going to go and do some due diligence on my end, and then I'm going to give you a call back and make you an offer. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. And once we, once I can buy this one from you, then we can talk about the rest. Is that all right?
Yeah, great.
Okay, awesome. All right, Joe. Well, I'll be back in touch. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Super simple. Did you notice how many questions Gavin asked? All he did was ask questions.
And the other thing is asserting him that I'm buying it, and then I'm going to buy his other ones, right? So that's not an arrogance. It's just a confidence. So once I bought this, Mr. Seller, I'm going to buy the rest. Is that all right? So again, this will come with confidence, right? Of installing that I'm serious and I'm going to buy this. Okay. Now, obviously, we got to tackle the price, but he didn't give me anything. He wouldn't give me anything. He wanted an offer. He doesn't know what it's worth. I'm not going to keep going and just stay on the phone for 30 minutes because he's older. He's been in the business. He doesn't want to talk to me. He just wants an offer, right? So I'm going to go look at the numbers and then make the offer.
It doesn't need to be very complicated. And this, whether you want to do wholesaling or lease options or owner financing or just buying it for yourself, it doesn't matter. We're just looking for sellers. We want to get you in the habit of making 5 offers a day. Yep. 5 offers a day will keep the debt collectors away, right?
Absolutely.
Let's do one more role play, Gavin. I'll be a realtor. So I've got a property that this is one of the marketing pieces I forgot to mention. You can always go to Redfin, look for properties that have been on the market over 90 days that need work that only an investor would want to buy, and call the realtor. So how about you call me, pretend I'm a realtor of a listed property that needs a lot of work.
Okay. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, is this Joe?
Yes.
Hey, Joe, how you doing? I see you're the listing agent, I think, on 123 Main Street.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Can you talk?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm an investor, local. I'm surprised we've not come across each other before, actually. Oh. It looks like this property looks like it's an investment, needs quite a lot of work from the description. Is that right?
Yeah. This guy, Mike, he's got this property, just wants to sell it. It's been on the market. I don't know. What's it been? A couple months, 3 months?
Yeah, looks like it. So, it's been on for 3 months. Obviously, it's still standing, and we know investment properties on the MLS move real quick. So is he not accepting any lowball offers right now? What's going on?
Well, I don't know. By the way, off role play, you'll notice too, when it's so much easier to talk to a realtor of a listing that's been on the market for 90, 180 days.
Especially one that's got an investment property as well, because they're willing just to get to the point.
They're not making much money on it anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So back on the role play. I don't know. He's got a couple of them. He's just trying to sell it. I've been telling him he needs to consider maybe lowering his price.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Why don't you just make an offer? I'll send it to him.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. It's going to be low. Okay. Just so you know, it's nowhere near asking. I know he's asking like 110. It's going to be way less than that. Do you know if he's got a mortgage?
I don't know.
Okay. I might offer an owner finance as well with it if you'll present that for me.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I can give a little bit down. I can make some payments and then maybe I can get close to his asking price. So let me put them together. I'll get back on the phone and we can have a chat, the numbers, and then you can deliver that if that works.
Sounds good.
And Joe, one more thing before you go. Obviously, you probably work and do a lot of deals yourself. If you get anything in the area, okay, that needs work that you're not going to list, or even before it's listed, if you want to give me a call, I'm happy to look at it and make sure you get paid. No problem.
Sure. Yeah. Why don't you send? Just make sure you send a proof of funds.
Okay. Yeah, that's it's funny actually, Joe. A lot of people, a lot of realtors say that, and we can do that, no problem. But I need a commitment from the seller first. So as soon as I've done my inspection, I get the contract signed. Then I'll show you my proof of funds. Okay.
Okay. Sure. No problem. I love that response, because you could phrase it like, it's a big hassle for me to get a proof of funds every time. Yeah. I don't want to borrow or bother my banker or my lender. Yeah. So let's just take this one step at a time. I don't even want to send you a contract yet. I just want to see if I'm even in the ballpark. And if we are, I'll send you an offer. By the way, let me add to this a little bit too. I like what Gavin said. I would phrase it as a question. If I can't get them that price, they wouldn't consider something like owner financing or something like that, would they? Maybe you could say short-term owner financing, just so I can until I can get it fixed up or whatever, right? And then the other thing I was going to say was, it just skipped me. But
especially with realtors, when the common thing with investors, they want to see proof of funds, right? Yeah. And that's fine, they can have it, but what we try and do is that it's a lot of hassle for us. If we get our offer accepted after the inspection that we want to actually go through with it, then we'll have to do a proof of funds within the inspection time.
Yeah. The other thing I remember I was going to say was, I just forgot it again. I'm such an idiot. I have not had lunch. Oh, I remember what it was. Thank you. Dang. It was this, Mr. Realtor. Listen, if you want to represent me on this deal, you can be my buyer's agent, so you can get both sides of the commission.
Yeah.
Right. So you can represent me, get both sides of the commission. I am licensed. You have to admit that, disclose that if you are, right. And then that also is going to make the realtor think, oh, I might have some other properties that I can give to him and get both sides of the commission on, right? Yeah. And a lot of times these are realtors that are, these are great realtors to be friends with, because they're willing to list those properties in those neighborhoods that need a lot of work. And most realtors, 90% of them, are going to be like, I don't want to list that property. It needs too much work. It's a pain in the butt. You get the more of the realtors that are hungry, they're going to list these kinds of lower end properties.
Yeah.
And let them know, hey, listen, I'm looking for deals. Can I give you my name and number? You can call me if you see anything.
Yeah. And I think it's good, like when you role play, is that it's much easier, right, to analyze. And there is, we could have said this, and we haven't got on and planned these things. We're rolling with it. And that's sometimes, the best way. And it's good to always analyze the role play, because people are going to learn the best way. Go, yeah, I seen that move. Okay, we could have rephrased that differently. And it's some really good learning, learning things.
So also, we're going to be doing this again on our webinar on Friday, April 10th, 4 p.m. Eastern. Go to 5sellersaday.com/webinar, 5sellersaday.com/webinar. Somebody can type that into the comments again. I appreciate it, on your Facebooks or YouTubes. But one of the things we're going to show there on this webinar is we're actually going to be looking at real deals. We'll go and look at something on Zillow or Redfin, and we'll show you how to make quick, simple offers, right?
Yep.
So how about I talk about some of my favorite ways to make cash offers, Gavin, and you talk about some of your favorite ways to make cash offers, okay?
Yep.
Simplest way for me, I like to go look at the previous solds. Now, I classify it in like rental properties and rehab properties, okay?
Yeah.
So in St. Louis, maybe under 100,000, over 100,000 approximately. Under 100,000, I'm just going to look at sold comps, and I'm going to look at the lowest in that area in Redfin, and I'll show you how to do this on the webinar. Look at that area, look at the lowest sold comps, and average the 3 or 5 lowest, and offer 80% of that. Take the average of the lowest 3 or 4 or 5, make an offer at 80% of that. If it's a nicer end home, sometimes what I'll do is I will take the ARV, which is just the quick average of like Zillow, ePraisal, and Redfin or whatever. The average of that's the ARV, after repair value, times 70%, minus 15, 20 grand for repairs, just to pick a nice round $5,000 number. Don't overanalyze this. Minus 10 grand for a wholesaling fee, and that's my offer. Yep. Either way that you go, you need to go look at the active listings that are on the MLS right now in that area, and make sure if you're trying to sell your house for 75, there's not a bunch of other similar homes currently for sale for 65, right? And then you just adjust your offer. You think, all right, well, if there's a bunch of properties here that are listed for 65, I better offer, I need to sell mine for 55, which means I need to offer 45. So it's just a real simple way to go backwards from the, there's sold comps and active comps. Make sense? Yep. So what are some of your favorite ways to come up with cash offers?
Yeah, the same thing. If it's a buy and hold, we'll look at, similar condition that's sold. And then making sure, and even sometimes not even a percentage, we just need to make sure we're lower than it, okay? Because we're going to wholesale it for that amount if it's like in a rent-ready condition. If not, the repairs will come off that, and that's keeping it real simple. And then if it's a fix and flip, then we will do probably, depending on the market, anywhere between 65 to 80%, depending on what market we're doing it in. minus repairs, minus the fee. And often, what is an ARV? And a lot of this, as you get more experience and have buyers, you're going to learn the ARV from the buyers. They already know. It doesn't matter what we think. This is what's crazy when it comes to wholesaling. No one cares what we think. It's all about what the buyers say, right? And it's what they think the ARV is. It's what vision they have for the repairs. And if you get 3 or 4 people saying the same thing, then yes, you need to lower it. But we just did one in Alabama where he wanted to put 300,000 into the house and take it to from an ARV of 500,000 to 900,000, right? And that was his vision on literally changing the whole thing. But other buyers are going, oh no, this isn't a deal. So it doesn't matter what we think; it's about what the buyer thinks. So once we get that and get a feel for that, then we'll work the ARV and the percentage of that accordingly.
So for this 30-day accountability thing, don't worry about not having any buyers yet.
Yeah.
All right. Because we're going to partner with you on the deal. If you get it under contract, you're not signing the contract, right? So we may already have buyers in that market. We have friends that have buyers in that market. We coach a lot of students. We can probably make a few phone calls and find somebody who might be interested either in buying that deal or wholesaling it with you. And then they'll tell you, well, no, you're too high. Well, that's okay because you haven't signed the contract and you're still in an inspection contingency period. You can go back and renegotiate.
Yeah.
Super simple to do, right? And the cool thing too is if you're working with another wholesaler's old leads, they'll tell you what they would offer on these. They usually have simple formulas. I've seen it where, well, you take the annual rent and you multiply that by, or you divide that by, or some kind of number. You take the monthly rent times 55 or 45, and that's the number we use.
When I started, I had no idea how to analyze a deal. So all they kept saying was we needed 80,000, and then I'd just try and get it at 80,000. I mean, that was what I was doing. $80,000 going in, or I need to be under that, right? So if you needed it, or 100, or whatever the figure was from the wholesaler, we needed this price for it to work, okay? And then I would just go and call and see if I could negotiate it. So everyone's going to be at different stages, and but the accountability is going to be there. We're going to be answering questions, keeping it simple, but going on a high level to try and tailor for everybody. So I'm excited.
The same with lease options. Here's how you make an offer for a lease option. So, Mr. Seller, Gavin, if I could lease your property for a year or two and then buy it, that wouldn't work for you, would it?
Yeah, maybe. How does that work?
Well, just basically lease it for a little while and then buy it. It's a lease purchase. Okay. But if you were to sell it today, what would you want to sell it for? What price?
I've got it listed for sell by owner 200,000.
Okay, what do you think it would rent for?
Maybe. Last time I did rent it was about 1,500.
So is 200,000 the lowest you would take for it?
I mean, I might drop it a little.
Okay.
Are you going to make me an offer?
Yeah, well, I just got to look at the numbers. I don't know if it's going to work for me yet or not, but I can send you an offer. You can take a look at it, and we'll talk afterwards. So if you could get 190, 195, 200,000 for it and lease it for a year or two first to somebody who's going to take care of the maintenance and repairs, you would maybe consider a lease purchase then?
Yeah, I might do, yeah.
Well, let's do this. I'm just going to look at some numbers and I'll send you an offer and we can talk about it.
Okay, great. So,
I mean, we're already in the conversation where I know they're not super motivated. They don't have much equity or whatnot. So I'm just doing a lease option assignment offer, just a regular. Those are the easiest offers to make because I'll give them whatever price they want, as long as they're willing to wait for it. And they get to approve the tenant buyer that I put in. Mm-hmm. Right. And I'm not tying up the property. So if they sell it before I put a tenant buyer in it, they can cancel my contract and they don't owe me anything.
Yeah.
Right. So good. When it comes to making the offers, we have a simple calculator we'll give you in the accountability coaching program. And then when you send the offer, if it's a lease purchase, we have a simple 1-page, like a cover letter, letter of intent, and about 3 or 4 pages of what explains what a lease option is and frequently asked questions. You can send that if you want. It could just be a simple letter. We don't care. Just send the offer. It could be a letter that says, "Hey, Mr. Seller, it's great talking to you today about your house at 123 Main Street. If we did a lease option, we might be able to offer you something like this." And in the letter, just bullet point it and then send it. 1-page letter. That's it. It could be, then that could be the email. I also suggest you send it in the mail, the physical mail as well. But now you see, here's the key. Here's the powerful thing with all of this. Chances of you getting your first offer accepted on that first call, practically zero, 1 out of 100 maybe, right?
Yeah.
But the real power of this comes from the follow-up, because this is where 80% of your deals are going to come from. Following up now, 30 days later, you call them back. Hey, I'm following up with that offer I sent you last month. You probably don't remember. Have you sold the house yet?
Yep. And then it's way more attractive at this point.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
All right. So we're getting some good questions in here. We'll get to the questions here. And then I just want to explain a few things. This is a 30-day accountability coaching package. All right. The first week, we're going to be meeting every morning for 5 days. And we're going to be teaching you this simple stuff. We're going to be pushing you hard. Like, you're going to give you a scorecard. How badly do you really want this? All right. So this isn't for the weak. This isn't for the timid. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. But we know that this is what's going to move the needle for you more than anything else we could help you with, is holding you accountable to the numbers, holding you accountable to a scorecard. All right. And then the next 3 weeks, we're meeting Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, and we're going to be just talking deals. Like, okay, how could I have talked to this seller better? How could I have made a better offer here? What would you guys have said or done, right? And every Sunday or Monday, you're going to submit your scorecard for the week before. Okay.
Yep.
Here's the cool thing about all this. Our philosophy is real simple. If we can't make you money, then we don't deserve yours. So there's a fee to join the 5 sellers a day accountability coaching thing, but it's refundable. It's fully refundable. So if you make 100 offers in the 30 days, we'll give you all the money back. Why would we do that? A couple of reasons, but the most important one is we look at it as an investment in you, our customers, right? We want you to be happy. We want you to make money. We get testimonials from you. You might decide later you want to sign up for coaching or something like that, right? But also it's a way for us you might partner with us on a deal. You might bring us a deal and say, hey, listen, I don't know how to close this thing. I don't know how it works. I don't have any buyers. Can you help me with this? And we'll partner with you on the deal, either me, Gavin, or one of our students. Yep. So this is an absolute no-brainer. Should we tell them how much it costs? It's $500. If you go to 5sellersaday.com, it says on there, it's $500, right? $500, period. And that includes daily coaching accountability. There'll be a private Facebook group in there. We're not going to be teaching you anything except those things we've already talked about here. We're not giving you a new course. It's just a scorecard, accountability, a place where you can come in and ask questions. How do I do these deals or whatnot? All right.
Yep.
Some of you are asking here, hey, what about people that already have one of my courses and stuff like that? This is completely different, right? This is something that you can bolt onto that. You already have the course. You know what you need to do. This is just an accountability group. We're going to get to, it's only $500. We're going to give you the $500 back after you make the 100 offers. You have to report on your numbers every week. All right. So you can't just and the other rule we have to say here is you have to talk to these sellers and these realtors. You can't just send 100 blind offers. You got to talk to them first. All right. And, but this is what's going to force you to start seeing the success. This is going to move the needle for you. And it's going to help you to figure out, all right, this is what I need to do every day. Why don't I hire a realtor or a virtual assistant to do this stuff for me? This is, maybe, so you understand what I'm saying? It's going to help you get out there and do it. Got a couple questions here too. Did you want to say something when I look at these questions, Gavin?
I think just really reiterating what you've just said. The reason that we're doing this, we've charged way more, but it's not all, it's nothing to do with the money. And that's why we want to give it you back. It's all about building. Right now, everyone's obviously struggling. We're all at home. We're all stuck at home, and we want to obviously take it to, the next level, a community, a place to interact on a daily basis to try and get us through the struggle of being stuck at home, and really have somewhere to go to ask questions, to get your offers out and try and change. I know we talked about mindset and we say, oh yeah, just get it done. But hopefully coming up with a better routine for you to say, okay, this is now the new normal. And once you have that, you're going to be able to take this beyond 4 weeks into your investing, whatever you're doing on a day-to-day basis.
Yep. Very good. Good question here from David. If we talk to a realtor and say you can represent me as well, If we wholesale the property to another buyer, does a realtor still get the commissions if you assign it to the buyer? All right. So anytime there's a realtor involved, we suggest you actually close on the deal, right? Or if you're working with a good buyer, you could assign your contract to your buyer. And usually it's not as complicated and as hard as you might think, because this is usually, we're wholesaling these deals to a cash buyer, right? And so you can just have it a separate agreement, or sign an agreement with the realtor of how they get paid on the commissions. And just make sure your end buyer understands, listen, we have to, and by the way, who pays the commissions anyway? The seller does, right? So the seller pays the commissions. It doesn't matter what your offer is. The commissions comes from the seller out of that offer. So don't let those little things trip you up and stop you. Just make the offer. Don't overanalyze it. Let's stop the analysis paralysis stuff, and let's make this happen. Cool. Anything else? Somebody's asking about the 3 types of lease options. There is wholesaling lease options, or a lease option assignment. There's sandwich lease options. And you can also do, there's naked options. Some people call them that, just straight up option. And you can also do lease option consulting. So good. I'm looking here. Good question from David. As far as payments go for lease options, do you feel it's going to be more difficult to find qualified tenant buyers during this pandemic? Listen, you'd think so. You would think so. Personally, I have not filled one of my properties with a lease option tenant buyer in the last month, but I have a lot of students who are reporting in our private Facebook group. I'm putting these properties up. I'm still getting tons of calls. I'm still getting a lot of interest, and not everybody has lost their job. You can still find good tenant buyers if it's a good deal. And that's a great thing about lease options, because what if you can't? And people are afraid of this. What if the seller accepts my offer and I sign the contract and I can't find a buyer? What then? Well, a couple things. In the contract, the cash offer contract, you've got 2 to 3 weeks of an inspection period. If you can't find a buyer, then you can cancel the contract or renegotiate a lower price. If that's a concern for you, then just make the contract open-ended that says, listen, Mr. Seller, you can cancel this if you want. If you sell it before I do, just cancel it. On a lease option, it's the same way. I'm not tying up the property. And if I can't find a tenant buyer, I can renegotiate a lower rent for the property. Usually that's the problem.
Yeah.
And Nathan's got a good point here. Just tell the realtor to tack their fee to the wholesale price. But again, the seller's paying the commissions already. So if a realtor has a property listed, then they already have an agreement for what their commissions are going to be. The seller's commissions, the seller's agent commissions, and the buyer's agent commissions, right? This works real well when you have a realtor bringing you a buyer. When a realtor is bringing you a buyer, you tell that realtor, hey, just tack your fee on top of this price, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Walter says, here, I'll get you 100 right now. There you go. Just find some wholesalers that got some old leads, and they'll give them to you gladly. What's it going to hurt them? You're going to go and call up and follow up their old leads. Old leads right now are smoking white hot.
Yep, they're the best. The older the lead, the better it is.
Especially. All right, so a couple things. We'll wrap it up here. We're doing a live webinar this Friday, April 10th, 4 p.m. Eastern. If you want details, just go to 5sellersaday.com/webinar. 5sellersaday.com/webinar. If you just want to sign up now, we start Monday. I think it's the 13th.
Yes.
Shutting the doors. Go to 5sellersaday.com. This is like a no-brainer, right? Like an absolute no-brainer. This is the most important thing you need to be focused on. And if you're concerned about money, then just make 100 offers and you'll get it back. And you'll probably get a deal out of it. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you should be paying us even more. All right. Any other thing we need to add to this, Gavin?
No, I think we're on tomorrow or Friday at 4. We said that.
Yep.
And yeah, just looking ready. Looking forward to it. It's going to be 4 weeks. And it's going to be good. I know a lot of our coaching clients are one-to-ones, are super excited about it. I've already, spoke to a lot of them and told them to stick to their original marketing plans, but for the accountability side, so they're all fired up, ready to go. So yeah, I'm ready.
I'm a little nervous. I know I'm excited, but I'm like, can people actually really do it?
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Let's see.
You know, it's there. I mean, there's no reason why not. There's, you know, a lot of hours in a day. You could make offers, right? 12, 14 hours in a day to make offers. So, and if we can get it to making fast offers within 3 to 7 minutes to make an offer, then there's enough hours to get 5 out a day, in my opinion.
We're not giving you super complicated contracts. We'll give you our one-page contract, you know. And if you're nervous about using even contracts, just write your offer in a letter.
Yeah.
Just write it in a letter or in an email. That counts. Yep. That's an offer. See, now you have something that they can hold on to. You can follow up with them. You know what I'm saying? And even then you could, if you're partnering, if you're brand new and you're like, oh my gosh, this is freaking me out. Well, if you partner with us or another local wholesaler, that local wholesaler will say, holy smokes, you got a good deal here. Yeah, this is how you do it. Let's go. Or they'll say something like, you know what? Yeah, you need to go back and offer this instead. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is really good. One more question. If we have your course and haven't gone through it, will we know enough to do this for 5 sellers? Yes. Because that first week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that first week, we're going to be meeting with you every morning about 9 a.m. Eastern, I think is what it is, or something like that.
Yep.
Maybe 10 a.m. Eastern. And we're going to be teaching you, all right, this is some simple marketing that you can do. I already talked about it the first part of this thing, right? And this is some simple scripts that you can give. Just ask these simple questions. We're going to give you at least 2 different simple scripts. And then we're going to show you how to make quick offers. So you shouldn't be on the phone for longer than 3 to 5 minutes with the seller, less even. And it shouldn't take you more than a couple 5 minutes to make the offer. And then you don't even have to call the seller back. If you're nervous about all this, like, oh my gosh, don't even call the seller back. Just send the offer. And, you know, then you'll get more comfortable with all of this as you go through it.
Yep.
No, we do not mind working with sellers who already have an agent, especially because we're looking after properties that need a lot of work. They're already listed probably from an investor. An investor's trying to sell it usually, or whatever. Maybe not. 5sellersaday.com. I'm excited about this. Looking forward to it. We're also doing a webinar on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be teaching a lot more of this stuff. We're going to be showing you how we do the offers and stuff like that. This is what you need. So get out there and make it happen.
Awesome.
Starts Monday. All right. Thanks, Gavin.
All right. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Bye.